Defense calls Dima Tower.
All right, Mr. Tower, can you please stand and face the clerk? Madam Clerk, can you swear in the witness?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
You may be seated. Mr. Gilman, when you're ready.
Can you just move up a little closer and make sure you're talking in the microphone there, okay? Can you please tell us your name?
Dima James Tower.
And Mr. Tower, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay. And where, I noticed you have an accent. Where were you born?
I was born in Ukraine,
What part of Ukraine?
in the far east part, Luhansk. That is borders with Russia.
And when did you come to live in the United States?
I came in, believe I came in 2015.
So you were living in Ukraine in February of 2014 when there was an incursion into Crimea? I use a lot of big words there, I'm sorry. Were you living in Ukraine in February of 2014?
Yes.
Okay. And where were you living when you were in Ukraine, before you came to the United States? Where were you living? Like what
Well,
type of house?
Before the orphanage,
No, I was talking about the orphanage. Tell me about that. What type of place was that?
should I talk about my life before the orphanage, or?
We will, sure. How did you end up getting to an orphanage?
Yeah, I mean, I'll allow brief background, very, very brief, so let's not spend too much time. Okay?
Sure. And Your Honor, actually, if we could approach briefly.
You may.
So how old were you when your mother passed away?
Well, my mother passed away. You know, I would like to talk about, before I would start about talking about my life before my mother passed away.
I understand that.
You know,
The issue that is that I'm hoping that you can respond to the questions.
Yeah, I can respond to the
Sure.
questions, but
Okay, so your mother, how old were you when your mother passed away?
I'm somewhere between 6, 7, or 8.
Okay,
I was thinking about this somewhere between those years.
Okay.
But, I mean, if maybe I can give a little bit of my personal background or something.
Mr. Tower, the way it's going to work the same with all witnesses. You need to listen to the question and then answer only the question that's been asked of you, okay?
Well, it's important that.
It may be important, but you need to follow the rules in a courtroom, okay? Please ask your next question.
Sure. Were you just living only with your mom when she passed?
Yes.
Okay.
I was.
And then who did you go to live with after that?
I went to live with my brother.
Okay. How long did that last for?
Maybe a couple months. So
Okay. And then where did you go?
I went to my uncle's house.
Okay. How long did that last for?
A couple months.
And you eventually end up in the foster care system in Ukraine, correct?
Objection, leading.
Yeah, I was in 2 orphanage or for foster care, orphanages, whatever they call that. The first one I was in before the war, and then
Objection,
I was-
non-responsive.
Overruled. I think he's trying to give a time frame of when he was in the orphanage. You can answer the question.
I was in the first orphanage in that same region I was born in, the same side of Ukraine. And then when the war started, we were moved to another part of Ukraine, which is somewhere close to the sea.
And Was it around that time that you met the Towers, that they came over to meet you?
Yes, I met him at the, I believe it was end of summer of 2013. I met him. Well, I actually met him over here after I was sent to visit for a month in the States. I flew in and met him at the airport.
Was that
For
the
the
first
first
time
time.
that you had met them?
That was for the first time, yes.
And how long after that do you come to this country?
Well, I also came for the second visit. That summer of 2014, I came for the second visit to meet the rest of the family.
And then you come to live permanently when? In 2015?
Well, I was adopted right before the 2015. I was adopted that winter, and I came to live here in 2015. Yes.
Okay. Did you go to school here in Sarasota County?
The questions that you're asking me are very complicated, and cannot be simply answered. But I'm forced to simply answer the questions, which cannot, for no right reason, can be answered simply. These are not simple questions.
Your Honor, I object to the editorializing by this witness. Other witnesses are not allowed to have this kind of conversation with counsel.
Let's try not to have speaking objections, Counselor. I'll sustain the objection as non-responsive. Please move on, Mr. Gilman.
Do you remember talking to law enforcement in this case and telling them that you went to Northport High School for a little while?
Yeah, I went to, right after I was adopted, I went to the school in Northport, Woodland Middle School. And then after I did a half a year in that, I enrolled in Northport High School,
Okay.
which I dropped out of in 10th grade.
Okay. And did you know any English before you came to the United States?
No,
How did you learn English?
by conversating here and there, small talk.
All right. And how long did you live with the Towers prior to, either graduating high school or moving out?
Again, this is a complicated question, and
Objection to narrative.
the answer, it can be very long because I moved in, I moved out.
Objection to narrative.
I'm going to sustain the objection as non-responsive.
Okay. You said you dropped out after 10th grade. Did you move out after that?
No, I stayed, but I didn't really move out on my own. It was just too many family issues.
Okay. And you were not living with them. When did you move back in with them prior to August the 31st of 2023?
I don't understand the question.
So in August of 2023, which is the incident that we're talking about, how long prior to that were you back living with the house? Because I know you had just moved back there, correct?
Well, yeah, I assumed that
Do you need a moment, Mr. Tower?
Ask for the.
Remember the jurors, let's take a break. Please leave your notepads face down, writing implements on top. Please don't discuss anything related to your jury. Everybody stand, jurors exiting. Mr. Gibbon, why don't you spend a moment with your client? We can't tolerate this kind of behavior here in the courtroom. I've already spoken to your client about it. So let's take a 5-minute break. Let's let the defense have an opportunity to talk to the defendant to see if he can go forward on the stand. Tower, are you okay and able to continue?
Yes.
Okay. You understand why we took the break, right? I can't have that kind of show of emotion in front of the jury to, and that applies to you and every other witness. You might recall I even said that about the folks in the audience. Do you recall that, Mr. Tower?
I do.
Okay, are you able to move forward in that
I am.
direction? Okay. Also, Mr. Tower, the way a jury trial works is the attorneys, their job is to ask questions, and your role as a witness is to answer the questions that are asked of you. You understand?
I understand.
Okay. Mr. Gilman, anything we have to discuss before we move forward?
No, Your Honor.
You had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Tower about
I
the
did.
procedure and how we'll move forward?
I did.
All right, anything else to discuss with the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, both sides ready to bring the jurors back in?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring the jury back in, please. All right, Mr. Gilman, when you're ready, please continue.
All right. And Mr. Tower, I want to focus you on when you sat down and talked with the police down there in Venice. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay. Was that the first time that you had ever had that kind of encounter with police?
Yes.
How'd that make you feel?
Objection.
Awkward. Made me feel awkward.
Hold on.
Hold on, one moment. I'll overrule the objection.
Okay. Why would you say it makes you feel awkward?
Because I'm uncomfortable talking because I had many miscommunication and or not enough communication or misunderstanding with my adoptive parents. So I grew up into not knowing how to talk.
Objection, non-responsive.
Overruled. It was completing the answer. You may continue, Mr. Gilman.
So when you were talking with the police, did you understand everything that they were asking you?
I did.
Did you feel like you answered appropriately given that you were uncomfortable?
No.
Okay. Do you remember talking with them about multiple times having thoughts of killing your parents?
Yeah, I only had those thoughts a couple times.
Okay. Did you ever have a plan in place to make that happen?
No, I did not.
Okay. I don't think I have anything further, Judge.